Right. What am I doing? Oh, I'm doing spaceships. I ain't put the camera on because I can't be bothered. I'm just gonna wing it in the most basic way possible. Even more basic than usual, really. So, yeah. Let's crack on, I guess. See if anybody turns up. Probably not. So we are in Mr. Python Mark II. Ooh, that's night vision. That's not what we want. Here we go. Oh, I've not updated my stickers to my new special one. Never mind. So there's my ship doing what I usually do, which is running ground missions. So I have a whole host of various different things of varying legality I'm going to be running through, which will upset numerous people, I'm sure. So the first thing I'm doing is a bit of salvaging. So we're going to salvage some bits and pieces from crashed, probably satellites mostly. We'll see when we get there, but yeah. Crashed stuff. Yeah. Let's see what we see. So these are pretty straightforward. May or may not be people trying to stop me by trying to shoot me, but that is why I come armed with guns, to shoot them back. I do need the night vision on there, because we're on the night side of the planet. Which is fine while we're a few hundred kilometres up, but once we're close to the surface, it's going to be much easier to see with the night vision on. I've got big lights on the front of the spaceship as well, which is always a joy and a pleasure. And I nearly never use them now because I've got night vision on everything. So it's time to drop in, see what we've got. Other than a crash site. So these will usually be a satellite or a navigation beacon that's crashed into the surface. Sometimes it's an abandoned rover. Sometimes it's a crashed ship. Depending on what it is that you've been sent to pick up. But usually these are just a case of land, take out any resistance, pick up an item. What have we got? It's like a crashed ship. We may or may not have some people on the ground already. Looks like we don't. That's not to say there won't be any. They have a habit of dropping in on you as you're trying to loot containers and find what's going on. So hop out the ship. I'm going to put night vision on so I can see what I'm doing. Again, I could use the torch, but night vision just works so much better on the suit. Yeah, it's a crashed sidewinder, so a crashed ship. I picked up some e-breaches because sometimes the item is in a locked box and there's no way to get the key code for those locked boxes at crash sites. So yeah, we just rattle through these containers, try and find out what's going on. Oh, there it is. There's my weapon schematic. That's what I need for that one. And it's that easy. Grab the stuff and scarper. I could pour through the rest of it, loot bits and pieces off the ship. But I've got quite a few things to run tonight, so I'm going to get up and running. Back up into orbit to find the next crash site on this planet, because there are 3 down here. So we've got crash site 1, crash site distress beacon, and crash site 2. So if you call that crash site 1. And away we go. Right, so I've got the distress beacon marked. So I can follow the compass to work out where that is. I think, yep, there we go. And off we go to the next one. See if anybody tries to stop us looting this one. There we go. That might be okay. Let's bring the speed down a bit. And in we go. Just glide in. There we go. Night vision back on. Let's see what we've got this time. This will probably be a rover or a satellite. And what have we got? Looks like a... Oh, it's a ship. I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, well... Rover, satellite, ship, they all go the same way. Search the boxes, find the item. Next. Okay, and I'll grab some e-breaches just in case. They're not in my inventory by default because they're illegal. So if you're in a settlement and you've got them in your pocket and the guard scans you, you will get in trouble. By trouble, I mean they'll try to kill you. Law is very black and white and elite sometimes. Okay, that's probably the only container. What have we got? There we go, personal documents. Grab the rest of it, because why not? We can flog it to make some pocket money later on. And up and away to the next one. So that's the third and final salvage on this planet, moon, whatever it is that we're going to head to. These are very much the easy bits of what I've picked up today. What else have we got? Seize the hush from a hidden cache. Grab some stuff from crash sites. And then we've got a couple of missions to take out pirate settlements, which do get a bit more entertaining. Though it's probably quite boring the way I'm going to do them, which is by shooting everybody with high-powered weaponry without much skill involved. But that's what you get for signing up to be pirates. No sympathy. That's slow and very noisy. Let's gain some more height, then we'll orbit quicker. Ship's drive is making noises. There we go. That's a bit better. I'm sort of doing this sideways purely because the screen is a rectangle and it means I can see what's going on. I do it this way, it's harder to see what's going on, especially on bigger planets. If I do it that way, then it's really easy, hard to see because the bottom of the ship's in the way. Oh, it's probably going to be too fast. No, it's let me get away with it. Oh, that's alright then. You hit the atmosphere, well, I say atmosphere, if you hit the sort of planet locale too quickly, you basically have to go down to the surface slowly instead of quickly, like you do when you get the glide. Night vision back on. Oh, it's another spaceship crash site. I hope it's not the same one. It's a problem sometimes when you pick these multiple missions up doing the similar things. You end up going back to the same place by accident. Right, let's get the landing gear down. Ooh. Get the ship down. Come on. There we go, come on. Down you go, lovely. Alright, I've not needed e-bridges till now, so I'm not going to bother picking them up. Which means almost certainly I'm going to need an e-bridge to do this. Container. Oh, it's a different ship. It's that's an Eagle fighter that's crashed. Oh, there we go, biological sample. There's some other stuff you can do at these sites as well. So you'll often see bits and pieces of wreckage that you can cut panels off. Now you can sort of loot the components inside, which are used for upgrading your suit or upgrading your weapons. Similarly, the crashed ships usually have panels you can cut open. Ooh. Let's see if there's anything worth nicking out of those. It's pretty much all worth nicking, to be honest, at the moment. I need to get some bits and pieces together to do some upgrades. So these bits of components and stuff I'm taking can also be traded for different ones. So if I don't have exactly what I need, I can just nab a load anyway and trade them later on. Right, that's it for salvaging on this planet. Where are we going to next? Let's have a look. I think there might be other stuff in this system to do that I need to do. Let's just double check the system list. Navigation list, whatever. Nope, that looks like all of it. So what should we do next? LHS 5333. Go and grab the stuff there. I'll jump to the next system and do that. Still easily the best part of Elite is that jump sequence. The sound in general, but that jump sequence is just... see it so many times and it's just great fun every time it happens. Right, where do we need to go in this system? Fortunately, not too far. There we go. Give it a bit of overcharge. Probably go flying past it at speed, but speed things up a little bit on these short runs. No point doing super cruise assist. Let's just get over there and get it done. So these hidden cache missions, there'll be some big, like, shipping containers just sat on the planet's surface that you have to cut your way into and loot what's inside. But they're normally quite lucrative if you're after materials, because other than the stuff you're nicking, they have other stuff in them as well. Which again can be sold for credits, can be traded for stuff, or can just be used for upgrade. So we'll see what we've got here alongside the drugs that we're actually picking up. This is what Hush is, I believe. Okie dokie. The okie dokie wasn't a Fallout TV show thing, I say it anyway. But it's probably slightly brought on by the fact that I've seen it a load on the Fallout TV show as well. Do-do-do. Here we go. So the location. What have we got? As you get close enough to the planet, it will pop up the or the moon. In this case, it'll pop up the location that you're looking for. Come on. Where do I need to go? Come on. Impact site, oh, okay. That's interesting. Have I got multiple things here? Because the impact site is usually something else. Mike? Ah, okay. Yeah, this is a salvage job, not a cache job. Which means the cache job is probably at the other end of the system. That's a few 100,000 light seconds away. Oh well. Got the Super Cruise Overdrive to take some of the sting out of that distance. Cool. Right. Here we go. Probably go with a bit more speed before we drop in. A bit more over it vertically. And in we go. Cool. Right, night vision is on. So I can see what's going on. This one looks like it is a satellite or a nav beacon that's crashed. If this one's got people loitering near it. It is a beacon. That's the sound of people being dropped in. I can hear in the background. I don't think that's my ship, is it? Maybe it was. Oh no, it's just my ship. Okay. It pays to be paranoid around here, around these sometimes. Because sometimes you get a crew of people dropped on your head. Right, what have we got here? We've got a data port, so we can download some data. Overlay tells me what's worth nabbing, which is most of it in this case. Ooh, a random piece of junk that we can salvage. And there's the maintenance panel I will need to cut to get into this. I think. There's another one as well around the other side. Motor, transformer, use. No, none of those were what we were after. It must be this one. And we're in. Oh, no, we're not. Come on, there we go. And there's what I want, microtransformer. On crash stuff, the power regulator's pretty much always broken, but I picked them up anyway. Flogged them all off later on for about 10,000 credits a go, which is a bit pointless, but keeps me happy. Keeps me amused. We've got another one done. So, that's the first one in this system. I'm guessing the second one and then is at the other end of the system. Yes. Okay. So that'll be the illegal cache. I suppose that makes sense. If you were illegally stashing drugs, you'd probably stick the cache at the arse end of the system, not where everybody lives. Near the star, or the primary star. Right. Off we go. Just get up and out of the planet's gravity, or most of it. Haha. Hey, buddy. Mepham is not on the cards, I'm afraid. Today it's space. The arse end of space, rather than the arse end of Mepham. Oh, I can't supercruise overcharge. Come on. More altitude. To be further away from the planet. That's alright, we'll just keep climbing then. Oh, my chat box is in a really bad place. That's better. There we go. That's not in the middle of the screen anymore. Oh, no, that wasn't what I wanted to do. I meant to press the boost button. I've dropped out of Super Cruise. That's okay, we get back into Super Cruise in a minute. Spin up the drive once more and off we go. Right, can we do it now? Yes, we can. Now we can get moving. This mode makes you go a lot faster, generates a lot more heat in your spaceship, it guzzles immense amounts of fuel, but also gets you to your destination a lot quicker. It also chucks your ship around a bit, makes it less controllable. The alarm you can hear going off there is the heat alarm, so I'm heated up. And now it's complaining because I'm too hot. Well, most of the way there, so I'll flip it off or cruise the rest of the way in normal Super Cruise. But that normally takes quite a while without the overdrive. That's Super Cruise overcharge or overdrive, not Backman Turner overdrive. Smashy and Nicey are not aboard. Oh, not Super Cruise is this. That's going to take forever if I leave that on. Come on. You can go faster than that. Stick it back on again. Why not? Special treat. Also makes it easy to miss your target. That's a well and good, but I need to go and refuel as well in a minute. Having consumed it all. Okie dokie. Problem is, as you get closer to more massive objects, your speed that you can go drops. So the way the drive works, which makes sense. To stop you like blasting past things at hundreds of times the speed of light. But it does make the sort of approach to stuff annoying at times. Which is also what the Super Cruise Overcharge kind of combats a little bit. But like I say, at the cost of huge amounts of fuel. Slowly getting there now. There we go. So again, there's sort of nothing more than a name is slowly turning into a little dot of light. And it will increase further, and then we'll be able to land on it eventually when I get a bit closer. We'll find this hidden cache of drugs and loot it. Spaceship to scan there. See what's going on with that one. No. Nothing interesting going on with that one. Right, am I getting my... point of interest yet? Not yet. This planet's actually quite... It's an actual planet, not a moon, so it's quite big in the scheme of things. There we go, irregular markers. That's where I need to be going. And as I was saying earlier, this will be shipping containers that I can break into with various good stuff inside, and also various illegal stuff inside. So that's this mission at the top I'm doing at the moment. Retrieve items from a hidden cache, or seize the hush from a hidden cache. Hush is a type of drug in the Elite Dangerous universe. Go. Drop in from orbital cruise. Oh, I've dropped him way too far from that. That was not very well done at all. Never mind. Not that far away. It's just not as close as I'm used to being. I usually drop right on top of stuff. That's alright. Landing gear down. Is our usual layout of containers. Find a flat enough bit of ground to land on. Oh man. Are they out in the garden barbecuing? Are we doing that kind of shit? Which I'm not saying like that you can, but no, I sympathise entirely with that nonsense. Oh, having to cope with that nonsense, I should say. I had neighbours that used to do that. When I lived above the restaurant, I used to sometimes just like randomly go in there at 2 in the morning and just like crank the sound up, and you'd wake up to like ridiculous noise coming from downstairs. I often had the last laugh with that restaurant though, because it went through so many pairs of hands. It was like, oh, the new owners are alright. Oh, the new owners are twats. But you guarantee for the most part the arseholes had a failing business after about 6 months. Right, we're finally down. Finally managed to land the ship. Now I need to work out. There we go. That's where the cache is of stuff. So, medical case. We don't need any first aid kits. That's a charge point in case my suit needs recharging. These are locked containers that I can't get into. Well, I can't get into at the moment. I can go and get something that will get me into those if I need to open those, but I usually don't. Oh, interesting. Okay. Oh dear. I might need... Right, I'm going to need one to get into that as well. Ha ha ha! There we go. So you can cut the panel off these and overload the lock mechanism. Let's see what's in here. Is this what we're looking for? So you will find in these, there's like probably about 10 different versions of the thing you're looking for. So that was a canister of Hush, but it's not the correct specified canister of Hush that I need to find. But there's usually loads of illegal stuff in here you can take to an anarchy system and sell. It's the perils of procedural generation. Every now and again you get to a container that's just like embedded in the ground and you can't cut open. Like I say, there's always another way to get in. Yeah, they usually. I don't think I've ever seen anybody like appear at one of these and start shooting at me to complain about what I'm doing. That's probably in the other one. Of course, it's in the other one that I couldn't get straight into. Right, where's the ship? Need to pick up some electronic gadgets that will get me into those, either those locked boxes or the last locked crate. So, manage inventory. Oops. Those up. With my suit battery charging in the background there. Right, where's that embedded one? So, as well as cutting your way into things, you can also... There's a little device called an e-breach that you can just stick on things. And it'll either pop the lock open or it'll make it so you don't have to... Oh, there we go. That's the specific canister of Hush I was after. Oh, my pockets are full. My pockets are full of illegal loot. I should have emptied them out at the spaceship. Doesn't matter. Unlucky. I've got what I need. I don't necessarily need to pick everything up and else up and sell it. So back to the ship. I need to go and refuel it somewhere now. I'll do it in the next system when we jump in. Find a station. Alright, what else have we got left on the list? Got the Hush. Got the micro transformer. So I've got a micro supercapacitor and I've got some extermination missions where you go and kill a load of pirates. So I think I'll do an extermination next. Which I think will be in one of the next systems over. Where are we? John Kink. If that's how it's pronounced. Yeah, there we go. So off we go to find some more trouble. Engage! Boing. Right. Where do we need to go in this system? Oh, of course I need to go another 10,000 light years, but there's a couple of carriers here. Friends only. All. Right, so I can land one of these carriers and refuel there before I go shooting off to the other end of the system again. It's not quite as far as the last one to get to that other part of the system, but it's far enough that I won't be able to use the overdrive and not run out of fuel, or the overcharge and not run out of fuel, so let's take advantage of one of these conveniently placed carriers. So these things are player-owned, player-controlled. They're effectively a little portable space. I say little. They're effectively a portable space station. You can stash all your ships there. You can have various other services like selling ships or selling ship modules or just refueling and rearming and stuff. But you can move these up to 500 light years at a time, assuming you've got the fuel for it. Request docking, and because I'm extremely lazy, I'm going to let the docking computer do it. I've done my many years of manually docking and landing. I do it on planet surfaces manually because the docking computer's awful at landing on planets. It'll do it, but it just takes forever to do it, and it usually picks a spot miles away from where you actually want to land. So I just lazy and get the docking computer to land or to dock. There we go, refueled, repaired, that's all we needed to do. Off we go again. Those refuel crews work quickly. Right, where are we going? B5G Orlay command. Well, that's not a massacre, is it? I'm intent to kill my own people. Oh no, it's alright, I know what that is. That's the system map just shows whoever owns the entire system. It doesn't show who owns the place you're going to. That only pops up when you're like going to land. This place I've been to a couple of times before. I think it's a military settlement. But you'd think after being massacred multiple times by me they'd learn and not be here, but no, they still keep coming back, setting up again, so time to teach them another lesson about setting up pirate settlements. Right. The advantage of these missions is after you're done killing everybody, or while you're killing everybody, you can loot everything in the settlement as well. So useful components for your suit, useful stuff to sell maybe. But certainly there's usually something worth picking up while you're also running around murdering everybody. So they're quite useful. So this is exterminating a pirate settlement, so this is kind of a lawful massacre at a settlement. You could also get ones that are less lawful, where you essentially rack up a bounty and some notoriety for doing it, but sometimes you just have to teach these people a lesson that just because they've got laws and a system of fines, they're still not safe. It's very similar to turning over a camp in Fallout. There's a sort of set of predefined layouts for these, But yeah, I mean, part of why I like this gameplay loop so much is it's very like Fallout in terms of you just basically rifle through a load of cupboards and containers to see if there's anything useful to nick. Plus, you can kill people while you're doing it, so it's all good. The ultimate goal here is I'm trying to push a particular faction and a system to have more influence. So by doing missions for them in that system, you can push their influence up. The reason I'm pushing their influence up is we're trying to push down the influence of a different faction. And influence in a system is like a zero-sum thing. So if one goes up, the others need to go down slightly. So it always adds up to 100%. So if you do a load of missions for one faction, then their star will rise and the others will fall slightly, just basically saying, look, we've gone and killed all these pirates over here. Look how great we are. Now, the faction I'm doing this for is also a pirate faction. So it's questionable. But because we're only killing other pirates at the moment, I don't think people are that bothered by us doing it. If you go and start exterminating sort of legitimate settlements allied to one of the superpowers or just a general, legal organisation, an independent organisation with laws and expectations that you don't just land and kill everybody, that's when things get spicy in terms of you start getting bounties and they start to really dislike you, and eventually you'll get chased around by bounty hunters and stuff. So we may get bounty hunters from doing these actually, but they're not usually particularly worrisome in terms of posing much of a threat to this ship. Note I said the ship, not the pilot, because most of the talent on display here is due to the fact that my ship will be overwhelmingly more powerful than the others. It's not due to the fact that I'm a good pilot in any way, shape or form. You've seen how I drive a train. This is very much like that, except there are no rails to stop me from just going completely awry. So again, we're on the edge of a big crater here. Just drop in, slowly glide in towards the surface. Eventually that wears off and you go back down to sort of normal speed. Let's see, I don't know if there's a docking pad big enough for my ship at this place. Oh no, there is. Alright, there we go. Let the let the auto dock do its thing. So at this point I'm usually taking a swig of drink or nipping for a wee or whatever. Because the threat doesn't start until yes, I've got the David Braben bobblehead. I wondered for a second what you meant by David, but yes. The Commander Braben. That's not what I wanted to do. That's alright, I'll just go straight. I meant to get the one below it, which is disembark. It's alright, I'll just go straight back up and eventually I'll be able to say, can I come back down, please? There we go. Make it easy for the auto dock. Other than the fact that I've shot all the way up in the air. So you can see now I'm down here, it's got eliminate the occupants as sort of updated in the top right. So I've got my counter, how many people are left alive. Yes, I do enjoy the way his head sort of flops about as the way it goes back as you're accelerating and goes flops forward as you I'm not on camera tonight, I'm making gestures but I've not got a camera on, so you can't see what I'm doing, which is probably for the best. Right, there we go, disembark. That was the button I wanted. Yep, that's the plan. And like I say, this is a pirate faction. So you do have to look out for a couple of things. It's convenient if you find and turn off the settlement alarms and the settlement defences, because they will either open fire on your ship or these big skimmer things will come after you. They're a bit of a pain in the arse to shoot, but you can kind of disable them attacking you. You can see there's all sorts of ships flying around. This is like quite a high security station or base. But yeah, you wander around. So the various different buildings have different security ratings needed to get inside them. So this is a 0, so anyone can wander in. You can see he's got like a level 1 rating, that guard, and it's just a simple matter of... It's as easy as that. Just do that 22 more times. Now, that pistol's quite upgraded. So it does just kill one shot. If they know you're coming, or if they're aware you're there with your gun out, they will put their shields up, which means you may need to take another shot to kill them. What I just did then was I stole his security profile. So now I've got level 1 access everywhere I want to go. So we've got another data port here, so I can download some of this data. So you can see there we've got some cat media, that's useful stuff. Anything marked with like a purple thing on the corner and a bell. If you haven't turned the alarms off or set off an alarm in the building. Hello, Vavis. So let's just for now grab the things that aren't going to set off alarms. None of the other stuff's particularly useful. Only the cat media is useful. I'm not planning to, no, because A, it's the Norbreck, B, it'll be the same as every other time. All the machines will be bust and the floor will be like an inch of piss. So I'm not planning to go to that now. So again, what am I up to? This! There's a security guard casually walks past in the background. So you can also scan these to see if they've got bounties on them. No. A lot of them at pirate settlements will have, but also, like I say, you can just get into the... loot the living shit out of it. My weapons have like silencers or the indoor version of a silencer. Sort of in the Elite Dangerous Law inverted commas, the sort of sounds are artificial when you're outside. So like it just disables the weapon artificially broadcasting sounds to people nearby. See, if you do things and they spot you through the window, they can spot you through the window. It's not opaque, but that was just like not in his line of sight. Yes, I did pay for the spaceship. No, I don't care. It's a very nice spaceship. I couldn't be asked waiting until August for it. I've had immense use out of it so far. So it's definitely proved its worth. Right, is there somebody lurking around in here? No. Problem is my pockets only have a certain amount of capacity, so it's all very well picking everything up. This is with expanded inventory space as well. Yeah, well, maybe, but we get it. I'd get it for free in August, so whatever. I'd past all the drama and kicking off about everything in Elite. I'll leave that to others. It's like wasn't me. Can't prove anything. So there we go. We've got a bounty of 1,000 credits, which in realistic terms isn't all that much, but we've also got a level 2 security profile now, which will get me more places in the settlement. And we didn't scan that guy from before. We know there's a security guy wandering around over here, because we saw him out the window. We also know he's not particularly alert. He's this guy. Sequoia Hester. No, I'm good. Uh-oh. Somebody saw that. Did he see that? Somebody saw that. I'm sure I heard a shout of... Oh well, doesn't matter. There'll be alarms in a minute if they saw that. The big skimmer things will start shooting at me. Oh, that's only a level 1. I don't want to nick theirs. This guy, security guy, would probably also only be a level 1. Where did his body go? Night vision on, see if I can spot him in the shadows. There he is. So far, so good. Another 30,000 credits there of bounty. So we've looted that hub. We've not been in this hub yet. What we should probably do is if we go to the control building, we'll be able to turn off the alarms. If I get scanned while I've got one of these cloned profiles, they will start firing at me and sort of raise alarms. And generally speaking, if you've not been scanned yet on the base, they will generally come towards you and scan you. I've been spotted. Didn't like that. Oh well, you're dead too now. Shot in the shins by my plasma gun. They are a little bit dense. It's like, you know, there's people being shot behind you here. Ooh! Sometimes you get them where they are a little bit more resistant. But generally speaking, you're catching them completely by surprise, so it's not much of a challenge once you've got your weapons upgraded. When you get into more extended firefights because your weapons are a bit weedy. No. He says, wait, Commander, I'm stood in a restricted area. Level 3 access. You can now get into anything on the in the settlement with that. Nice, and there's the alarm console. Again, I've done this plenty of times, so I know generally where they are in these layouts. I've done this base multiple times before as well, so that's how I know where to go straight away for the alarms. Fidel, I hardly knew you. Were you a naughty boy? Yep, don't feel any remorse. You can also turn off the scanners that keep you out of buildings as well, which I've just done. I've got level 3 security now, so it doesn't really matter. Because I can get in anywhere with that. Interesting. Bit of the old Tigger going on there. Bottoms are made out of springs. Turn off all the base defences, personnel turrets, and now basically it's just I can just wander pretty freely. Not that I haven't been wandering freely before, but even more freely. The alarms are off now, so I can nick whatever out of these terminals without it setting off alarms. Loot some more stuff out of these cupboards. For these ones with a keypad on, you can go to a terminal and look up what the code is. Now I've got level 3 access, but it's far quicker just to cut them open. Security in the 3300s isn't what it could be. Right, there's that downloaded. I think this building's pretty much empty now, from what I recall. I think there'll be anybody else wandering around. Oh no, there is a security guard. Was a security guard. Oh, hang on. There's somebody else. Might have been outside. It's hard to tell sometimes. Don't think there's anyone else in here. Soon find out. Because I'll have to come back here to... Might have been downstairs actually. Yeah, but suit's running low on charge. Oh yeah, there we go. Surprise! So I've got the thing to get into the power station, but again you can just cut the panel and ping the door open. Where is it? There's usually a technician in here. No. I don't think I will be scanned, thank you. Right, there's normally a PowerPoint in these rooms. There it is. Charge myself up. And these lockers in the power centre usually have decent stuff in. Especially the locked one. Should also be a data point knocking around in here. Yeah, so suit schematic lets you upgrade your suit. Weapon schematics are needed for upgrading your weapons. Those are useful to have. Okay, I can't see a data point in here. Right. Next building. My murder continues. My spree. As I say, they're all pirates and most of them have got bounties, so it's all fair enough. They basically don't even register as people. That might actually be it. Those two hubs and the control, the rest might be security guards outside. I've got a plasma sniper rifle as well, but you need to be a reasonably good shot with it. Oh, fair enough. At distance, like if people are running, I'm usually not very good at it. That one was a bit easier because she was just sort of slowly walking. Oh, sorry, Kels. I've killed you. Should choose better company in future. Pew! Carrying out my task in the sombre and serious manner in which it should be carried out. Right, when you start missing, like wondering where the rest of the people are, you can find a terminal. There's one in the hubs usually. There we go, there's one. And... stuff list. So you can see basically these are the people who are left alive. They're pretty much all security, so they'll probably be dotted around the place. You can mark them one at a time to find them, but we'll just continue. So that one's got the shields up, which means they've seen the dead bodies over there, and they're sort of cautious at the moment. In reality, what that means is it's probably going to take a bit suspicious. I mean, with the upgraded pistol, it just means it takes 2 shots instead of 1. 1 to take the shields and 1 to take the life. But I don't need the level 0 profile. So that's 1. So the rest will probably be patrolling around. These high security places have a lot of random security guards wandering around usually. Obviously being a military facility, the security's top notch. Can't just let anybody wander in and kill everybody. That would be ridiculous. Night vision on at the moment. But like I say, if you're missing the odd body then... oh, there's another one. Oh, that's 2 more. We'll see about that. Where's my shield? There you go. So yeah, I mean, it can go sideways, but... again, I'm massively upgraded from stock. I've almost forgotten what these being tricky is like. I don't think I've been in this building. That's where the rest of the people are going to be then. Thought I'd looted both the hubs, but obviously not. Anybody in here? No. The on-foot guys tend to have slightly more sensible names than the what are they called? Spaceships. I think the on-foot commands, the on-foot troopers have all been named manually, or they've given them a sort of named database themselves rather than it being based on submitted names and backer names and stuff like the pilots were originally. Just going to use an energy cell to charge the suit back up. Probably don't really need the shields on. Yeah, let's see who's in here. Could be somebody lurking about. No? Okay. Loot some more gear. I'm not going to bother cutting open the locked ones because they don't generally have what I'm after in them. It's valuable for other things, but the stuff I'm looking for is in the open ones. Right, I'm going to use the terminal again, see who else we can find. See who's left. Guillermo Johnston and Micah Wade. They're both security, so I'm guessing they'll be wandering around outside. One over there, and where's the other one? Over that way. So yeah, there'll be security, and they'll be out here somewhere. About to have their absolute lives ruined by some dickhead with a big purple gun running around shooting people. Come on, where are you? They're usually easier to spot when it's a dark side of the planet because they'll have the torches on, so you can just sort of spot where people are by where the torches are. So yeah, so that's essentially deactivated now unless I start shooting it, because they only start firing at you if the settlement alarms go off. Again, I may have done this quite a few times, so I know kind of where to point and click the gun based on where the sort of name panel is saying there's somebody there. Right, where's this other one? Don't let me go back to the panel again. Where are you? Yeah, it's like I say, once your gear's suitably upgraded, it becomes less tricky to do this stuff. I've done my time sneaking around because I've basically got a sort of convict paper suit on in terms of defence, if anybody takes exception to me. So now I'm making my oh, you're all the way over there? No wonder I can't find you. That's not going to save you, but I admire your optimism. So we can get him with the rifle. Missed. Missed again. Missed the third time. Yep. And a fourth time. And now he's alerted. Oh, well, there go his shields. It's alright, stand still, why don't you? Yeah, so there are missions to just like assassinate one person, so the rifle can be useful for that. It's usually more useful just to run up to people and shoot them in the face though with the pistol. I've got other weapons as well that are useful for when you're in sort of ground conflict zones, which are more like capture the flag type things. But these settlement raids are just go in, kill everybody. Oh, I'm not going to bother nicking the power regulator. Emergency. Oh, my stuff's full. What have I got too much of? Assets. Oh, I need to go and get rid of some of these. Circuit switches. Okay. I need to go and flog some of this junk off at some point. I just need the tech ones, really. That's what I'm after. Do some inventory management. My ship's full. Full of junk again. That just gets you on board and chucks away everything that's you haven't chosen. And there we go. That's one dead settlement. I'm sure I will have another mission to come back and murder them all again. Now, where am I going next? was next on my mic to go and do some more salvaging. I don't have access to... I can't point directly at the star, so I can't jump to it from here, so we'll use a new trick I like to call Super Cruise Overdrive. No, we won't, because I'm mass locked. Come on. Oh, come on. Let me do it. It's because the planet's too big. Or there's a gas giant nearby that usually locks it out. Where is Mike? Mike? There we go. Now we can get the ship pointed to where we need to go. Charge up the hyperdrive and away we go. Okay, where do we need to go here? 1A. Despite being the first planet, is 4,000 light seconds away. But again, we have a trick for that now. The Super Cruise Overcharge. And off we go. Oh, and I've probably overshot it, but it's fine. We can come back. Yeah. It's called the loop of shame, this, where you sort of overshoot your target and have to loop back to get to it. With that enhanced drive, where it'll let you go even quicker, you may have loop of shame multiple times, or do it by several thousand light seconds, which is quite a long way. Right. Here's our planet. Just wait for my point of interest to pop up. Come on. Where do I need to go? There we go, impact site. So this is just another salvaging from a crash site. See if we get anybody dropping in on foot to have a little fight with me. Slightly more challenging than walking around the settlement and shooting them in the back, because they're all ready for a fight, rather than thinking they're kind of safe at home and then finding that the area where their internal organs used to be is now taken up by a high temperature plasma bolt. So let's... And you don't want to go in too shallow because you'll have to fly further along the surface. You don't want to come in too steep because otherwise you won't get the benefit of the glide to get you down to the planet's surface. So sort of 45 to 60 degrees is usually what I go for. See what we've got here. Oop, pull the gear up. We're not quite close enough for the landing gear yet. The other thing I used to do with these is you could anybody who's sort of hanging around waiting to shoot you when you land, you can shoot them with rockets from the ship. So I used to do that quite a lot as well, just to get rid. Make it easier with my weedy gear. Now my gear's a lot stronger. I just get off and shoot them. as with the ships, basically, it's like you can land on planets with no atmosphere. You can land on planets with thin atmospheres, and space stations. So you can't like go down to Earth-like planets or water worlds or anything with too thick an atmosphere. But otherwise, yep, you can just pick a spot and go and land there. As long as it's a flat enough piece of ground for you to put the ship down with the gear. And I did not see where that was. Where is it? There it is. Satellite this time. Again, nav beacon. Not nav beacon, sorry. Stuff to download. Surveillance logs can be used for engineering stuff. Upgrading weapons, upgrading suits. I think from what I recall they're used for night vision, potentially. Which I already got, but if I want to do another suit for a different purpose with different stuff on, it's worth picking them up just in case. There we go. Finish downloading again. Not being hassled, which is unusual. Usually for those salvages, you'll get hassled at least once by people, either being there already or dropping in to try and stop you from looting. And on the way out, you just point the nose up 90 degrees, hit the boost button, and get off the surface as quick as possible. Right, I think I've got 2 more left, I think. So that is definitely done. These are done. So I'm going to pay a visit to my good friends, the Partha Pirates, who are somewhat used to seeing me landing and killing them all, but still haven't really taken the hint that when my ship appears, it's murder time. So we'll go and see the Partha Pirates again and see if they're any wiser this time to my intentions when I land. Pirate attack reported. Well, we're going to go and do our bit to calm that down. Okie dokie, and Morgan dredging platform. It's usually either Morgan dredging platform or there is Dogo dredging station, or very occasionally you'll get sent. They've got a research base in this system as well somewhere. It's usually one of the dredging platforms. So this is just me doing favours for a rival set of pirates, killing off some of their rivals. Absolutely nothing at all to do with the fact that I think it's A, quite funny to do it, and B, you can loot all the stuff in the settlement if they've got anything useful to steal. It's his last few light seconds that take forever. Are they starting to drink and fight? Maybe there'll be an incident and they'll kill each other. It's the way to look at it. Just have to hope. Just imagine that I'm basically landing at this point and I'm going to break the party up for you. Obviously, not quite in your leafy neighbourhood, but in an industrial. Oh, okay. Yeah, great. Oh, I'd love that. What a shame I live in a sort of neighbourhood where it's basically all old people and me. The most hassle I've had is, I've had a note through the door saying, "Please can you sort out your fence panel?" from my next door neighbours, and it's like, yeah, well, fair enough, it's rotten. I should have done it before. It's like there's just zero hassle here, thankfully. Just to rub it in, the fact that you've got shit neighbours and mine are all right. But I do, like I say, I do sympathise. It's a pain in the arse when people don't just shut the fuck up. I like when kids are like racing around screaming in the middle of a supermarket. The parents are like making any effort to just keep them cold. Keep them cold, keep them quiet, not keep them cold. They're children, not I mean, I appreciate with kids you can't control them. They are going to scream and make noise, but you can at least try to tell them we don't usually do that when we're out and about in public. But it's just a complete lack of attempt to even try and calm them down a bit. Does my head in, but I've also mellowed somewhat over the years. Whereas it used to be like, I'm going to stab that kid if he doesn't shut up. Now it's like, haha, how embarrassing, your kid's having a meltdown. So, I'm not as bad as I used to be with my vehement anti-child opinions. Right, I don't think this has got a big enough landing pad. No, it doesn't, but that's fine because we can just land on the outskirts and hop out. Which you'd think, again, would be a bit of a suspicious sign to them, but no. So there are variants of these missions where people will get tipped off that you're coming to try and murder them all, so they'll all be like shields up, guns out and ready for you, and not just let you walk up to them and shoot them in the head. In this case, it's not one of those variants. This is just a straightforward, just land and do your business. Where the business is murder. No. You can't land too close to the settlement because that will set off the defences and set them off shooting at you. There's like a little exclusion zone around the settlement, but apart from that, just land wherever. Right. Put the gun away, not just yet. Give it a couple of minutes. And here we are. This is, obviously it's night time, so you've got the lights. You can sort of hide in the shadows from the security guards, or you can just whack your night vision on and go to town. There you go, you see. Pew pew! Ooh, I should probably put my shield up if I'm going to get shot in the face. Again, that just speaks to how upgraded my suit is, that the armour on the suit can take that kind of a hit without the shields being up. Right, we'll have your security profile, because you're a level 1. That'll get me through some more doors with innocents standing behind them. I mean, in this kind of a mission, you can also just cut the door, cut your way in, but it's just whatever. We're not in any great rush. Okay. Oh, this is the production building. There's stuff here. There's usually folks hanging around upstairs with reasonable security clearances, or better ones than what I've got. Ooh, tungsten carbide, I need that. Ha ha ha. No, you're not. Yeah, they do get a bit shooty if you deliberately steal things right in front of them. That kind of thing does upset them. If they call in the alarm, you'll get some more guards spawning, and generally everybody will be out for your blood, but again, unless you really screw up, you'd probably be fine. Oh, don't be so dramatic, Mackenzie. You died instantly. Right, there we go. We got level 2 clearance now. Oh, we got level 2 clearance off the guy upstairs. Oh, well, we've got double level 2 clearance now. Who's next? Or where is next? I should say. I can get the power plant now, actually. So the power plant's usually a place where you'll get people with higher access. Sometimes you can't even get in. You have to cut your way in to get them. Often in these smaller settlements as well, they'll have the alarm panels locked away in the power plant. So that's the alarms off, so no more radioing for help. Okay, loot some more stuff. What have we got here? Weapon schematic is useful. Also, this tech is useful. Let's see if I've got any space on the ship to... You assume wrong. It's death. There you go, Ramona. You were a naughty person. I feel fully justified in doing that now. There'll probably be somebody oblivious up here. What am I doing? I'll show you. Casey, I will show you. Also a bounty, so you kind of had it coming, lad. What's up here? We got another locked cabinet. Cut my way into that. Inertia canister, they're useless. Suit schematic is useful though. Cool, more gear. So yeah, it's a little bit suspect in that you can just murder people within earshot and they won't hear it. Like I say, the guns are silenced, and my suit has silenced footsteps or quieter footsteps as an upgrade, but they're still a bit dim. The other thing you can do with these settlements is you can disable the power. That takes 3 minutes. So if I'm going to steal the power regulator thing and disable the power, I'll usually set that going and then go and kill off what's left. So we've got another 5 people. Obviously what that also does is it means you can't get into any of the data ports to download stuff, so it's usually what you do at the end of the rampage. Oh, shields are up, so the suit's low. I think there's a first aid thing over here, actually. Yeah, let's use the first aid pack from the wall. Why is that more? Oh, no, it's not. That's a case of batteries, so just use a battery to charge up. So those battery cases, the energy cell cases, are useful when you've knocked all the power off. Just walking around without a care in the world. Well, they have even one fewer care now. They don't have the care of being alive. I don't know what they've done, but I'm going to get 20,000 credits for killing them. Next. Well, you're hanging around with the wrong crowd, so it's your own fault. I'll stand right on top of the port while it downloads. You can wander a certain distance away. Right, who've we got left? Where are they? Thank you. Industrial production, we've cleared these out, so they'll probably just be wandering around security guards by the look of it. Hello, technician, or wandering around technicians. Probably be outside though, so that's fine. Yeah, there's one over here out the back. Again, not very... Oh, someone's heard me. or seen it. Is that you? Well, you did go down easy. Unless there's another one that saw something going on. She must have seen that body fall down. And there's one more. Where are you? Let's have a look. I mean, if you don't find them, they'll come running when the power center goes off anyway. Like that. Where are you? I'll see your torch now. There's literally all the lights are out. So the power's off. Where are you? Well, they could be trapped in a building. Let's just save some time and power up the terminal. Unless it's bugged out. No, it's not. So where are we? Ah, they're there up on that platform. So you'll see they're kind of in a yellow alerted state because the power's all just gone off and they're looking for somebody to shoot. Those technicians don't generally have a shield, or they don't have a shield. They do have like a little shitty pistol, but nothing to worry about. So what we can do now the power's off, is break back into the power sensor. I should really have left that door open, in terms of left it blasted open, but whatever. It saves time sitting there waiting for 3 minutes for the doors to open. Oh, that's the wrong building. That isn't the power building, that is. I have to blast this door open. Turn my shields off because everyone's dead. Your number one cause of your battery depleting will be having the shield on. That eats your battery the quickest. I need to recharge my battery. Not enough to zap the lock. Okay, that door's open. Gonna have to cut my way into this one as well. I really should have just zapped these doors open at the time, but never mind. Again, I've got night vision on, so without the night vision on, it looks like that. A little bit difficult to see, but you do also have a torch that you can flip on, but it's just easier to see with the night vision on. So now the reactor's down, the power regulator's open, you can just nick the power regulator. And again, that's really useful for various different upgrades to your suit. Hello, Elementium Egg. Choo-choo indeed. This is not a train, this is an Elite Dangerous. I don't think there is much in the way of egg, unfortunately, in this game. The egg game I've got is Animal Well. There's lots of eggs in that. I've collected 40 something of the eggs. I need to try and find the last ones to get me up to 64 eggs. Put the night vision back on, see where I'm going. So yeah, everyone's dead. You don't have to nick the power regulator for the mission, you just have to kill everybody, but you might as well nick the power regulator because it's there. Oh, it's data now causing me an issue. I'm going to have to go and flog off some of this stuff. Right, I basically just want all the tech stuff. Oh yeah, I saw that one on Steam. Looks very relaxing and chilled. Data, what data do I want to bring with me? Duty rotor, that's useless. Evacuation protocols isn't useless. What else did I get? Radioactivity data also isn't useless. Let's dump some stuff that is. What is useless? Point records, a virus. Oh, I failed the mission that was for, so that can definitely get off the list. Here we go. Scroll up, scroll up, scroll down. I want those radioactivity data logs. Ah, whatever. I've got 69 of them now, that's plenty. Right, I think that's all my missions, so I'm going to go and hand them in now. The Starship Space Station thing. And again, I may or may not get somebody chasing after me. There's my target system to get back to, and I can just point and go, because it's on this side of the planet in the sky. And away we go. So my target is there, Balsanzi Market. Not too far away, so I'm not going to engage the supercharge, because by the time it's got me up to any kind of speed, I've shot past the target. I'll just be lazy and use the autopilot to take me there, or the assist. It's not really an autopilot, it just sort of takes you to where you're pointed. And if where you're pointed happens to be behind a planet, it doesn't help, it'll just slam you into the planet unless you correct it. Scan some more ships as we go. The reason I do that is by scanning them you can get data on their shields sometimes, or some other aspect of them that you can then again use to pay for upgrades for your own ships. Doc finish these missions off. Probably scoot back over to the carrier and put the ships to bed for the night then. There we go. No worries, Bodie. Thanks very much for dropping by and enjoying some space murdering with me. Like I say, I'm not going to probably do much more than this tonight. Just going to get docked. The shape may be familiar to old school elite commanders of the port. Obviously, the somewhat upgraded graphics. Even though the game is 10 years old now, it's still rather splendid to look at when you're used to the old lines of the original, or the filled polygons of the sequel. You can just about hear the Blue Danube going in the background as it lands. As is tradition, they wouldn't have dared to bring back the docking computer without Blue Danube to play in the background. And yeah, now we hand in all our missions. I think they could all be handed in this way on the board. And we've got a choice of what we want from the mission. So in this case, because we want to increase how well thought of or the influence of this faction, if we can, we pick the influence rewards. If we can't, then we'll just pick money. You want to offer getting banned, mate? Just gone. Really? I can't remember how to do this now. There we go. Purge, delete, ban. Gone. There you go. I've even had a bot. My night is complete. Surveillance equipment. Might as well grab that. More influence. My data's full, so I really need to sell some of that off, so I'll do that in a minute. Influence. Influence. And influence again. It's like you've finally made it as a streamer when the bots land. Right, let's get off and go and do something about this data being full. I stream even less frequently than I used to, and I every time it happens I can never remember where to go to get rid of them, but I found it and purged him. I purged him. It. The annoying bot. Okay, let's. The lifts are over here, so run around underneath my ship. This ship is a medium ship on a medium landing pad. They get bigger than that. If they get much bigger than that, you'll see if you stick around for a few more minutes. I've been and dumped all this stuff I don't need. In OBS, you can right-click the name, and it gives you a thing that like it's between delete, purge, ban. Don't know what software you're using, if any. But what you can do to get rid of stuff if you've got pockets bulging with nonsense is you can trade with the bartenders. So you can either trade stuff for other bits. So in this case, this is some of the tech stuff I was picking up, but I'm trying to get hold of weapon components and tungsten carbide to upgrade my gun with. So you can trade a load of stuff, and unfortunately tungsten, the weapon components, you need to trade quite a lot of stuff for each one. And I don't have a lot of stuff to trade, so I'm not gonna. There we go, just enough to get one.
You should get a good price for that.
I could trade this other stuff, but I don't really need any of this other stuff, so I'm gonna flog some.
Whatever you need to sell, I can handle it.
So what do I need to get rid of? I don't think I need 120 circuit switches. You don't get much money for selling them, but you do get space in your pockets to put more junk in, so it works out. Yeah, sell some of these. Some of these components I thought you could trade for the stuff I'm after, but obviously not. But generally it's a case of just pick everything up and sort it out later. It's quicker than sort of every time you're going to pick something up, work out whether... Yeah, don't sell your mission stuff. So I've got some more junk here. So certain stuff I pick up knowing that you get a reasonable price for it. Like California, you get 100,000 credits for it. Some stuff is used in upgrades, like G-meds are, ionized gases. These aren't. These are just junk that I've picked up for whatever reason. Personal computers, junk. Petrified fossil, tree-form fossil. These are all junk. Genetic repair meds is useful for something. I can't remember what, but again, compact library, basically a Kindle. Deep mantle samples, they're all just for selling, really. Some of these you'll get missions to either take one of them somewhere or go and pick one up from somewhere, but when you loot them, just as a matter of course, they're just pointless. They don't do anything other than just clog up your inventory. Here's my degraded power regulators. They're completely useless as well. Right, data. Air quality reports. I don't think we quite need 60. I'll regret some of these later on, no doubt. I'm trying to do an upgrade. Some of this is just completely useless. Just clogging up my storage. I don't need 69 radioactivity data. Knock some of those down a bit. Stellar activity logs. I do have a third-party tool that tells me which of these are actually useful, but some of them I'm aware are completely useless without looking at that. I don't think that's much use. That's probably not much use for anything I'm doing anytime soon. They're reasonably easy to find. That's useless. Settlement defense plans I do need. Sales records is useless. Risk assessments, recycling logs. Reactor output is useful, but not in that quantity. 69 data sold. That seems like a good number. Let's get rid of that. Cool. Okay, that's cleaned out some pocket space. By trading stuff I don't need and by flogging stuff I don't need. Back to the spaceship now. So you can pick up a load of missions from these terminals here. You can see you can choose who you want to do missions for, or just do whatever missions there are. So there's loads of stuff like go and grab things. There's massacres, which are basically go and kill everybody. There's smuggling, which is sneak stuff in past the guards. There's heists, which is like steal something. Steal something without... Some of them you have to steal it without setting off the alarms. Some of them you have to do without killing anybody. And some of them are just do whatever you like. It's just a free-for-all, so... I head back to the spaceship, head back to my fleet carrier, and then ready for whatever shenanigans I get up to tomorrow in this. But probably not on Twitch, because I just thought, you know, I've got that handful of missions. Probably take me a couple of hours to fart around the galaxy or fart around the local star systems. Let's just jump in and do that. And why not stick it on Twitch for all the excited people to watch? Surprised I've not had a Chinian to complain that this isn't trains, even though I've put that it's not trains in the go live notification. Yeah, trains will happen again at some point. I've not called time on that completely, but at the moment I'm playing spaceships a lot, so the time I'd usually spend working out how to drive a particular train ready to stream it is not being... Where are we? Turot. I'll just find it on the map. Turot. Turot? Turot? Turret. Turot the dinosaur hunter is what I think of. Obviously Turok, but Turot dinosaur hunter. Close enough. Yeah, just a little 25 light year hop in the blink of an eye. Physics, we've heard of it, but... Okie dokie, so my fleet carrier is here. Cunningly titled Whack My Bonobo. A reference you may or may not get depending on how old you are and how sad you are. NX is the squadron I'm in. The tag is completely manual, so it's doubly sad because I've put the tag on there. You can see owned by Commander PSB. I've got a lot of bounties actually. Cash all those in a minute when I get on the carrier. And not that they're worth a great deal in bulk, but my bounties from all the on-foot murders I've done for the various different pirates I've killed. Bounties for shooting ships are usually a bit higher than that. One of the reasons it's so the bounties are quite modest is what you've just seen me do. You can rattle through a settlement in the time it takes to find and kill a ship with a bounty on it pretty quickly, so. There we are. And landed. I'll just cash those vouchers in. You get less if you do it on your fleet carrier than if you do it in the station, but I've got 800 million credits here, and I've got, here's where I show off now. I've got another 48 billion credits stored in my carrier, so I'm alright for money. Money is no longer an issue. And I've bought most of the things that I'd spend money on anyway, so it just accumulates now as you do stuff. Right, so that's that really. That's all from me for now. You've seen some space missions. You've seen the kind of nonsense I've been getting up to lately in Elite. I've been doing other stuff as well, shooting ships, but that's a sort of a collection of on-foot missions. So you can see all the stuff visiting the carrier there. So yeah, that's that. So thank you very much for coming along and dropping by and having a look at what I'm up to. And I'm sure I will see you on another stream at some other point, especially if it's trains, because I know obviously everybody loves trains. Someone's upset the carrier, so it's firing at them. Yeah, you don't mess with the guns on these things. They will rapidly ruin a ship. But yeah, that's it. Thank you very much. Goodbye and good night.